If you were to tell me, a previous Sims 4 skeptic, that I would be obsessed with The Sims 4 in the year of our Lord 2026, I would call you a slanderous snake, to be honest. But here we are, that is me, obsessed as she, particularly with my Sims 4 Forever World and the Sims I've made and the stories that I am telling within it. Other than changing up my playstyle to focus on building this big evolving save file, I don't think I'd be here without a certain tool that I have open next to me almost every time I play, which I want to share with you guys today. It has been an absolute game changer for helping me to strengthen my connection to my Sims and for recording all of the crazy goings on within my Sims 4 Forever World. But before we dive in, my name is Yasmin and my mission here on my channel is to help serious simmers like you to find fun and fulfilling gameplay in your favorite life sim games. My question of the day is, where on the Sims 4 obsession barometer are you? Where 10 is it's the air that I breathe and 0 is strictly indifferent. Let us know where you're at and why in the comments down below, and let's get into the video. So our lovely channel regulars here will probably know the exact tool that I'm talking about, but I've had a few comments asking for an update about it recently. We've also had a lot of new friends join our little community here, so I wanted to introduce you guys to it if you might be new. I am of course talking about SavePal, which is my Notion template that I have made to help me organize all of the households and general happenings within my Sims 4 Forever World save file. I can also keep tabs on lots of other things like the general world maintenance tasks that I need to work on, keeping a track of the links to all of the mods which I need to update, storing gameplay ideas, and a bunch of other things. I kind of can't believe I'm saying this, but over 1,000 of you guys have already actually picked up SavePal, and every time that I get a comment or an email saying that it has really helped you out, honestly, I can't tell you how humbling it is, weirdly, and also how much it just warms my heart to know that you are getting as much value out of it as I am. Before I forget, I just wanted to say that SavePal is going to be on sale for Valentine's Day, so I'll have the link and all the info that you need to know about that in the description down below. Now let's dive into the tour. Okay, so this right here is my SavePal dashboard. I will give you guys the quickest of tours if you have never seen this before, but I will also show you a blank version of it towards the end of this video. But this is the main dashboard, the main page. When you open it up, I have this really nice little cover picture from my world here. I have a bunch of links in my little page directory to get to a bunch of other things. And then the brain, the engine, you could say, of this save tracker is right down here where I have my households. And some of you guys might be thinking, Yasmin, you have way more households in your Forever World than this. And yes, that is correct. Here we go. If I hit this button, it will reveal all of the households that I've ever created for my save file, which doesn't look like that many, actually, now I'm thinking about it. But then again, I guess that we do have some other periphery sims that aren't included. These are just little tiles for each of the households that I've actively gone into live mode with and that I actually play with. But a big change that I made quite recently, or more of a quality of life change, I guess, is that I actually added this filter, which you can do by clicking this little plus here and then making sure that you enable the filters and such. But I actually made a whole brand new one. If I actually go to here, you can see status. So I made a new little toggle so that I can say whether a household is active, as in I'm actively playing with it, whether I've paused it and I intend to come back to it in the future, or if I've fully retired it. Because as you can see, if I go back out to here, you can kind of see my old system, the remnants of my old system where I just sort of used to write it. And I keep that there just so that I can still see the distinctions easily. But for now, I have my 5 active households that I'm actually rotating between. And these are all of them here. I think that I'll hop into one of them just here. Why don't I go into the Gen 2 Sycamore page? I'll save you guys looking through every single one, just because that might be a little bit overwhelming. And to be honest, they're kind of much of a muchness. But this is the page that I've set up for this household just here. So as you can see, we've got the updated abandoned mansion picture just here. Such a gorgeous screenshot. I've got all of the Sims that are in the household right now. So this is Gen 1, Gen 2, and then Gen 3 of my Very Veggie Challenge, which actually I need to adjust that and put back in Gen 1 up there in my tags since we moved back in Jade after she accidentally died. Whoops. And so yes, this is the page. I'll just kind of slowly scroll down and show you guys it if again you're not familiar and if you've not seen this before. I've got a nice little screenshot here of my Sims tree page. I recently updated that, and I love just being able to see that there. So that is all the Sims in my Very Veggie kind of like main family, I guess. I also have like a little household bio and then a bunch of goals that I'm working on with this household, both kind of generally and also for Gen 2, who is Ametista just here. But then if we keep scrolling down, I have a couple of like miscellaneous tabs like the member log, planning for the next gen, of course Gen 3, which is the carrot gen, and then the main part, which I would say of the household pages, is the progress journal that I have right here. And so most times, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, most times that I play, I will make like a little tab just here. So if I hit this button, it will generate these new little pages or new little sections here, or little blocks, I guess. I can't remember what Notion calls them. And I'll generally write in roughly what we did, and then my goals for the next session. I used to fill this out with you guys on stream a while back, and then I just felt a little bit like I was annoying you guys with it, honestly. So I stopped showing it in streams, but I wanted to get back into it because it's the kind of thing that I think is fun to just like wrap up stream really nicely with what we did in the game, and again just kind of like setting us up and getting us excited for what we want to do next time. I will say, so if I then pull us back out to, let's go to the main dashboard, and then maybe we'll go into let's go into the Pancakes house, sure, here we go. So this is with Bert Pancakes and his little ones, Peach and Banoffee. I will say that like a couple of things about the changes that I've made. I wanted to remind you guys that like this progress journal that I have here, it's not meant to be a perfect thing, and that's the whole thing with SavePal in general. It's not meant to be perfect. It is meant to be useful and serving to you. It is meant to be a tool which helps you and doesn't hinder you. And so sometimes, you know, the notes that I make will be super, super brief, like I guess here. But then sometimes I'll get a little bit more in depth, and, you know, sometimes I'll only have one to do. Sometimes I won't even write to-dos if it's kind of just carrying over from a previous session. It's more just to keep me reminded of what I got up to and what my next step was in game, so that then if I ever take a break from the household, I have all of this data right here to remind me, so that then I can get back into gameplay nice and easily. But it's not meant to be a perfectly done thing. It's meant to be fun. So I just wanted to remind people of that, because sometimes I have to remind myself of it, to be honest. When I maybe close my game and I've been like, oh rats, I've not filled out SavePal. And sometimes, you know, I might not be like near my iPad or near my PC to be able to fill it out. So that's that. Another change that I've made, which I wish that I started making earlier actually, is I've added in this new tab just here for the Pancakes family page, is I've added a household businesses tab, because we of course own Bert How, aka Bert's House of Waffles, and I just wanted to be able to have somewhere where I could store a record of things to do with the business, and so that's what we have here. Right now I've not filled out too much about it, mainly just a couple of screenshots, but it's going to be fun to see how it progresses over time for sure. But yeah, I do definitely wish that I'd maybe started doing that a little bit sooner. For example, I might end up going back into the Gen 1 page for my Very Veggie Challenge just here, which is the Sycamore household, and maybe kind of like retrospectively, I guess, add in a little tab about Jade's home business, which is this building here, if you can kind of see it. And maybe dig back through my files and see if I have any screenshots of it. I don't know if I will kind of like historically, but at least to kind of record what I have now. And yeah, I guess do you know what, as you guys might be seeing, here's another little thing that I'll point out. Again, on the note of SavePal not being a tool which has to be perfect and kept nice and neat and everything all the time, you guys might even notice here that because I've not been using this specific household page for a while, it does look a little bit different from the ones that I've been using more recently. For example, like I have the household bios, which little Simsy wrote out for the challenge, and you know, I kind of have the household goals separated, and you know, I have like the family tree, the family tree progression kind of separated a little bit differently here as well. And that again is just because how I use it and how I feel it best serves my needs has changed over time, and that's absolutely fine. Like I am happy with this not looking perfect and consistent everywhere, I suppose. As another quick note, so something that I included in SavePal when I set it up for myself, but also for you guys, of course, is in order to track and, you know, maintain which sim is in which household, I've actually made sims as sub items for the household. So as you can see, we have Olivia Goth, who belongs in the Goth household right here, and so I do have this page for her where you can, like, you know, generate a little like character creation sheet with some questions to, you know, maybe get you thinking about what a sim's personality might be and all of that good stuff. But I've not honestly really used it, and I mainly use the sim page to kind of track my Sims traits, maybe things like their likes and dislikes, but I don't pay that much attention to it, to be honest, and like their active skills. And again, their like notable relationships is good, again using the Sims tree just here. But I don't actually use the progress journal that I included in the main sim page because I prefer to just do it as a household, if that makes sense. I don't know, again, it feels a little bit superfluous for me to kind of double up, I guess. But yeah, so that's just that. Again, like, I have a lot of stuff in SavePal, but that's not to say that I use everything to its maximum potential all the time. So that right there is about everything that I have happening in, again, the main engine, the SaveFile and kind of household tracker for SavePal. But I did want to show you guys some little changes and tweaks that I'd made to the kind of page directory up here. So some of you guys might realize that I've moved some of the pages that I use slightly less, like the one that I made for you guys, which is just like a little start here page, and some other bits and bobs to this page archive. Not very interesting, but it does slightly declutter this top bar right here. So we of course have the save tracker page, which brings us right into the heart of the save file tracker. So we have like the properties tab, which is essentially the less pretty version of the same thing. This just here, these are all of the households. We have the active ones. Then here I've also got a view for the inactive households, and then I've also split some of them up by world as well, but because we've branched off into a couple of different worlds, I didn't really see a point in doing all of them just yet. But yeah, so that's the save file tracker. We then have the world management tracker, and this is looking quite empty at the moment because some of you guys might have caught my recent video where I did like a big world maintenance kind of video and I enacted a lot of the tasks that I had in here. And so this is where anytime I think, that's a task that I need to do with this household or generally in the world, I'll pop into here and I'll write it down. So I, you know, kind of have a couple for the very veggie household specifically. I could write this in the specific household tab, but I don't know, honestly, I kind of just, you know, chucks it in here for now. Maybe I'll sort it out eventually, but it's kind of handy to have all of these little tasks in one place so that I can see, right, how many do I have? Is it time to do a bunch of them all at once and that kind of thing? And then just like a kind of general little reminder for myself up here. Coming back out, we also have my never done before list, which I spoke about in a video recently. I do really actually want to go in and fully revamp this. I think, I don't know about you guys, but lazy game reviews videos on all of the like Sims expansion pack reviews are weirdly my like comfort videos sometimes. So I might actually go back and watch some of those for the older expansions because I know that he doesn't cover them all anymore. And I might just jot down some of the more specific aspects of certain packs that I've not done yet. Just honestly to remind myself, because sometimes I'll have like a little brain dump session of like, right, what are some gameplay ideas that I could focus on in the future? And I just can't think of that many because I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I've never done, if that makes sense. So that is this page just here. Then popping back out. Okay, I'll come back to this one and this one in a sec, but then we have my mod bin. This has been in from the very beginning. I don't use very many mods. These are all of them just here, and I have the links so that I can get to them quickly whenever I need to update them or just generally reference them. I then have my sim idea dump. Honestly, again, I've not done too much change to this because we've been so focused on the families in general that we already have in my game, rather than thinking about new ones to add to my forever world. But the one that I can't get off my mind is the idea of adding Lolita Goth, who is my favorite sim in all of the Sims lore. And if you guys caught any of my Sims 3 videos from over a year ago at this point, we gave her the life that she deserves in the Sims 3, sorry. And I've been toying with the idea of bringing her to the Sims 4 and to my forever world. And so this is just some like ideas that I've been playing around with. But anyway, okay, so those are the pages that have already existed, but then there are 2 new ones that I've added that I don't think I've shown you guys yet. So this one is the world changes and connections page, and to be completely honest, it is mainly a documentation of like screenshots of showing how things in my world have progressed. So over this side we have mainly screenshots of my Sims tree again, but this is for my forever world. So this is the main page of it. You can see that I just decided to make Senior Polytech 3 the very center of it because she has been a menace, let's just say that. And this is like a previous version, which doesn't really look any different. Like there isn't any drastic changes or expansions, but the Sims have obviously grown up a little bit. And so like a little aesthetic change, I suppose. But then down here, this is like one of my favorite bits because it shows, it's like I've collated all of the screenshots that I've taken of how my save file has changed over time. So like, you know, we can just see how it expands. Like, oh, this right here is where it starts to really get to the point that it looks like more nowadays. But yes, we have that's really cool, and I can't wait to see and you know how that changes more, and when we more concretely expand into another neighborhood, like getting to do the same thing. It's so fun. And then the last page, which I think has hit me more, you know, recently that I've needed actually, is this page called the bug catcher. And this I've decided to set up to remind myself of things to do when my game breaks. So I've got a couple of like default things to try. So say for example, a bug that I've had to deal with recently was my save file, specifically my very veggie household not opening. So I set up this little tab here of just things to remind me to do, and then this is for the specific household not loading, and the kind of workaround that I found for now, just so that then again I can reference it if I can't remember what I did when it inevitably happens again in the future. So that's that. Those are the main changes that I've made. Honestly, everything has stayed really quite consistent, but still I think that it's just been really fun to like add a couple of new households and stuff. And like you guys know that I go absolutely crazy when writing the bios for my Sims. I love it. And yeah, like just going crazy on, you know, recording what goes on with my Sims, and honestly it tickles my brain in just the right way. So that's about everything for the evolution of my own SavePal page, and you know how it has helped me to get so obsessed with my Sims, as you guys can tell. But I did just really quickly want to show you what the blank dashboard looks like and exactly where I started with it, and if you guys pick it up for yourself, exactly what it will look like for you as well, because it does look, you know, a little bit emptier. But that's just because it's not filled with households and everything. And you know, I've been evolving mine for, you know, what, 10 months now, 9-10 months I suppose, so obviously there's going to be quite a difference. But as I said, you know, we have a lot of the kind of basic like start here pages and stuff, and the never done before list, and then you know you have like the like empty mods and CC page and stuff like that. And I've made like a little example household. So this right here is the pancakes one again, but just not as evolved evolved as my one is now. So I've also left in all of these handy dandy little kind of like tips and tricks and notes for you guys to help you figure out what you know each tab is, you know, intended for, but also change everything up, like customize it exactly how you want to, you know. And yeah, so this is this. We'll then click into Bert's page just here as well, and this is just quite similar, like, you know, again, a template for a sim page and all of that good stuff. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that it's been fun to have a look around SavePal, to be honest, because I absolutely love talking about it, and I can't wait to, you know, get back into the habit of sharing it with you guys on streams, because I was a little bit silly and I don't know why I got a bit self-conscious about sharing it with you guys on stream, but no, none of that anymore. So that is about everything that I wanted to share with you guys today. As a quick reminder, SavePal is on sale for Valentine's Day. I think that it's the perfect gift for yourself if you are like me and are a serious simmer, but also if you have any Sims obsessed pals. I think that it's just a really nice little present. The link for it is going to be down below, along with any info that you need, but also feel free to reach out with questions in the comments, or my email is always in the description as well. Again, this tool, I can't really understate how much it has helped me to just connect with my Sims and to fall in love with The Sims 4 all over again, which again, I honestly never thought that I'd be saying at, you know, this time, A, in my life, and B, in the year of our Lord 2026. But this is where I'm gonna end today's video. Once again, my question of the day has been, whereabouts are you currently on the Sims 4 obsession barometer? Are you 10 out of 10, I cannot live without it, it is the air that I breathe? Or are you 0 out of 10, I'm actually not fussed? In which case, I'd be really surprised that you made it to this point in this video. But anyway, before we head out, I want to thank my amazing channel members for supporting my work here. So starting off with our gorgeous Tiberium members, we have Amy M, Bloodied Porcelain, Vanigander, Mad Archivist, and Jen, and you are going to be able to see all of our sparkly, wonderful, amazing Soulpeace members on the screen just here as well. I know that a lot of our lovely channel members have already picked up SavePal, and honestly, again, like the support that you guys have shown for it, and also your enthusiasm for it as a tool as well, literally, it warms my heart, makes me feel so happy, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for your support as always. But with that said, this is where I'm gonna wrap things up. If you're not quite done listening to me yap today, then YouTube has picked out the video on the screen just for you. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.